So cultural studies. So my focus, my research focus, okay, is basically yeah, cultural studies, and that's also my concentration. Let's say, okay, when I get my master's degree, okay, in University of Indonesia, okay. So when we talk about culture, right, okay, perhaps when you think, okay, about culture, what kind of culture that Indonesia have, right? Okay, perhaps these kinds of image, okay, that you have in your head, okay, whether you are Indonesian yourself, okay, or perhaps if you are a foreigner, okay, most of us, okay, when we talk about culture, refer, okay, to the cultural product, okay, that is considered to be traditional, okay, and has to be preserved, right? Okay, for example, as you can see here in the picture, okay, there's this batik, okay, and there's wayang, okay, traditional dance, and then this is rendang, okay, traditional food, and then this is traditional game, okay, and this is tari kecak from Bali, and then this is traditional house, right? Perhaps if you are Indonesian, this is all too familiar for you, okay, because you've learned this, okay, quite a bit, okay, perhaps in elementary school or perhaps in junior high school, right? So I think it is really familiar. But and for all of you foreigner, okay, perhaps when you talk about Indonesia, okay, perhaps the first thing that you think about, okay, perhaps, oh, Indonesia, Bali, okay, perhaps a lot of you think, okay, that Indonesia is only consists of Bali and then that's it, okay, but of course that is not the case, okay, because Indonesia have a very diverse and rich culture, especially in terms of traditional culture, because we have a lot of province, okay, with each of their each language, okay, that they have, each traditional language, okay, that even I, okay, don't know everything about it, okay, understand a bit, okay. So yeah, the Bahasa Indonesia is the unifying language, let's say, that we have here, okay. So yeah, we can communicate with one another even though we have various different traditional language, basically, okay. All right. So traditional culture, okay. Other things, okay, when we talk about culture, okay, perhaps the thing that comes up in your mind, okay, is that the culture that's considered to be, exclusive, expensive, okay, and not everybody can consume it, okay, or can use it, okay, and sometimes it has to be preserved, let's say, the same with traditional culture. So from this image that I show you on the screen, okay, perhaps this is the so-called high culture, okay, that perhaps uh, also the kind of image, okay, let's say, that you have in mind, okay, perhaps when we talk about, yeah, what really culture is, okay. So as you can see there, perhaps orchestra, okay, ballet, okay, or perhaps when you eat, okay, you have to be eat in the fine dining, okay, drinking wine, okay, and if you have to buy a car, okay, you have to buy a certain brand, okay, to be able to get recognition from the society, right? Things like that, okay. This kind of culture, okay, is of course, yeah, it's fine and all, okay, but yeah, as you can see, okay, this kind of culture, yeah, only limited amount of people, okay, who can actually consume it, basically, okay, or even watch it or use it, okay, while the rest of us, okay, will just settle with something that is, yeah, just ordinary, right? Just in what we consume in our daily basis, which is of course quite different with this kind of culture that I show you here, okay. All right. But in this section, okay, I won't talk about this high culture, okay, even though, yeah, of course, this high culture is the perhaps the products, okay, or the things that people wants to achieve in their life, okay. Yeah, people works, okay, like a horse, perhaps, to achieve, okay, this kind of lifestyle, okay, perhaps, and I won't also delve or focus on the traditional culture, okay, like the one that I show you in the first slide, okay, no, okay, because yeah, I think even though, yes, it has to be preserved, it has a great national value, yes, okay, but when it comes to traditional culture, okay, or traditional cultural product, okay, we didn't really consume it in daily basis, okay, or maybe occasionally, okay, just on some occasion, okay, but yeah, and then that's it, okay. We never really yeah, to say, okay, no, doesn't really care about it, okay. So yeah, what I want to actually talk about now, okay, is pop culture, popular culture, okay, the opposite of high culture. Okay, if high culture that I mentioned before is the kind of culture that exclusive, okay, and can only be consumed by a limited amount of people, okay, popular culture, of course, is the opposite of that. Okay, it is a kind of culture that is well liked or well loved, okay, by the majority or the masses of society, right? Okay, and also and it is also aimed, okay, yeah, for people, okay, to be able to consume in en masse, okay, jadi by a lot of people, okay, so not only, you know, can only be consumed by just a certain group of people, okay, particularly high class people, right? Okay, popular culture is a type of culture that can be consumed by literally anybody, okay. All right, because yeah, popular, okay, is comes from the word populus, right? Population, okay. So it is a kind of culture that appealing, okay, to the rest of the population. Right. So from the quotation that on your screen, okay, Matt Hills, okay, a fan scholar, okay, he said this statement. Okay, everyone's got to be a fan of something. Right. Let's talk about definition first, okay, because that's the first thing that perhaps we have to talk about first, because yeah, so that we can have the same perspective, okay, about what is the term that I refer to here. Okay, because when you talk about fans, fandom, and culture, if I ask the 20-something of you here, okay, your answer, I will receive 20 different answers as well, right? So let me just adjust it for you, okay? So what is fans? The fans really is our people, okay, who have strong devotion, right, toward an actor, celebrity, films, musician, or other form of pop culture circulated in the mass media. So based on your answer, if you like K-pop, if you like Genshin Impact, if you like fictional characters, whether it is in TV series, in movie, or perhaps if you like Marvel, okay, MCU and things like that, okay, and you have this strong attachment, okay, towards those characters, okay, or toward those games, toward those basically those products, okay, yeah, perhaps yeah, you already can be considered to be quote unquote a fan, right? So then what is fan culture? Okay, so what is fan culture? Okay, culture is basically a way of life, right? So fan culture or fandom, okay, in other term of fan culture, is a term to describe cultures, okay, or it can also refer to the communities, okay, that is built around the shared interests, okay, of pop culture, such as novels, movie, TV show, musician, bands, idols, YouTuber, etc. Okay, so it is the communities, it is the activities that you do, okay, based on the things that you like. That's what we call fan culture. That's what we call fandom. Okay, and of course, I also aware that when you call yourself a fan, okay, it doesn't mean that you are only a fan of one thing, right? It is possible that you're a fan of a lot of many things, and that is very normal, right? All right. And fan cultures are the one example of what we call participatory culture. Participatory came from the word participate. So what does it mean? Okay, culture that participate. What does that mean? So participatory cultures revolve around fans who act not only as consumers but also producers, creators of some form of creative media. So, well, our activities, our fans are different from one another, right? Okay, some of us are, buying the official merch, okay, or some of us are perhaps only limited to, just follow the Instagram or the TikTok, okay, of that particular person, okay, or perhaps if you are a gamer, okay, you buy the game, you buy the merchandise and things like that, okay, yeah, we have a lot of degree, let's say, of being fans, right? But yeah, if let's say you not only consume, okay, but you also make something, okay, something new out of, the thing that you consume, the thing that you like, the things that you love, okay, that's what we call participatory culture, okay, because you not only consume, but you produce something, reproduce something, okay, based on that product, based on the person that you love, the idols that you love, or perhaps the movie that you love, TV series that you love, etc., etc. Right? Right. Let's talk about stereotypes. Okay, stereotypes is the general assumption, okay, about what a fan is from the perspective of the general public, let's Okay. Right. The term fanboy or fangirl, okay, often used as pejorative term. Pejorative is the other word is degrading terms. Let's say, okay, to describe a person who is too obsessed of something or someone. Okay, that's why perhaps if when I asked you the first question, okay, before, okay, what are you a fan of? Or perhaps you're not really inclined to answer it because you don't want to be called fanboy or fangirl. Well, it is normal because sometimes fanboy and fangirl have this, quite negative association, right? Because it seems that you are a really fanatic person, okay, or perhaps too obsessed, okay, about that particular things, which nothing's wrong with it actually, okay, but perhaps it also affect you to some degree, okay, to admit, okay, that you are a fan of something, okay. Right. So another stereotype is that fans, okay, usually mindlessly buy every product related to the things that he or she loves. Okay, that's why fan, okay, sometimes it's also called the ideal consumer. Why? Because the producer, okay, the producer of the things that you love, okay, they can just release any kind of product, okay, and the quote unquote big fans, okay, devoted fans, okay, we just gobble it up, okay, we just buy it, okay, without any second thought. Okay, perhaps you can relate, okay, with that, okay, because I too, okay, when I like something, okay, I just want to collect everything, okay, that is related to it. I want to know everything about it, okay, so I gather information from the Wikia, okay, or perhaps I follow Instagram, I follow subscribe to the channel, okay, on YouTube, and so on and so forth, okay. It is all too familiar, okay, for us, I think, okay. And of course, this, okay, just like military, okay, that is ready to defend the country, okay, fans is also ready to defend his or her fandom at all costs. Okay, so if you are a fan of BTS, you are part of the army. Okay, I'm sure that when there are some people, okay, who said bad things about them, okay, you will be the first in line, okay, who will defend them no matter what cost of it, right? On the internet, of course. Okay, don't do that in real world. Okay, right. Overly biased, okay, or perhaps overly critical, okay, about the things that he or she loves. Okay, so either blindly love everything about it, okay, or overly critical about everything, okay, that he or the characters or perhaps the groups, okay, did, okay, in their activities, okay, either way. Okay, and this, okay, perhaps it is the old assumption, okay, and I'm not sure it's true, okay, but some people think that when you are a fan, okay, it means that you do not have life outside your fandom, which is, of course, it is not really accurate, right? Because when we are a fan of something, okay, we want to share, right, what we like with other people. Of course, it already has social value, right? So I guess assumption like this, stereotypes like this, okay, perhaps is formed based on some people, okay, some group of people, okay, that is not small in amount either, okay, but it is not applied to everybody, basically. It is called stereotypes after all, right? So so that's the stereotypes, right? And how about the characteristic? Okay, let me tell you. The first one is global. What does global mean? It means that interaction between fans, okay, it's no longer bound by national border and global in scale. Okay, so when you want to interact with other fans, okay, it's so easy, right? Okay, just log in through your Reddit, okay, or perhaps go to Discord, okay. You can fanboying and fangirling all you want, right? These days, unlike in the last decades, okay, where you have to actually have to join the actual club. Okay, now just log in and it's just one click away, okay, from fanboying or fangirling. Viral, what does it mean? It means it spread rapidly, but it fade rapidly as well. Okay, so like I said, being a fan doesn't mean that you stick to one product only. Okay, so when you find something else that you find interesting, okay, perhaps you can just move to something else without any second thought, right? That's what we call viral. Dynamic. It means diverse in nature and ever changing. So the way you being a fan, okay, the way you show, okay, how you are being a fan is always different, okay, in every period. Okay, the way you show your devotion, the way you show your interest, okay, is always different, and the product that you become a fan of as well, okay, is always changing, right? If you are K-pop fans, okay, of course, you all know this, right? Because every year, okay, a lot of new band, okay, new boy band or perhaps new actors, okay, uh, appear, right? And yeah, compete, okay, for your attention, okay. So yeah, it is just too familiar, like I said before. Dynamic and passions, of course, when you are a fan, okay, it has something to do with your passions, okay. Interaction between fans are based on common passion and desire of the fans, okay. So you have, of course, when you like something, it has close association with your desire and also your passion, right? If you like Abdel said, Taylor Swift, perhaps you can relate to the song that she sang, right? Okay, or perhaps you admire her values, okay. So yeah, those kind of things, okay, is included in the passions, okay, the reason why you like a particular things or particular person, right? This has something to do with the participatory culture that I mentioned before. Reproduction. Okay, some fans actively reproduce the product that they love, fit their own interests and agenda. So some fans, okay, perhaps just like me, okay, sometimes if I like something, perhaps the hardest thing that I did, okay, game, for example, playing the game, okay, looking for all the information, okay, on the internet, okay, and then following everything, okay, that I can find, okay, on social media, and perhaps buying some merch, okay, and that's it. Okay, but some of you perhaps, do it differently. Okay, perhaps if you like Genshin Impact, okay, like one of you said, okay, earlier, okay, perhaps you create, I don't know, okay, maybe a fan art, okay, perhaps, or fan fiction, okay, I don't know, okay, because you want to make something from the things that you like, okay, because passion, desire, love, okay, is an active act, right? Okay, so you want to do something. You don't want to be just a passive consumer. You want to do something. That's what we mean by reproduction. The last one is community based. Okay, so fans, okay, tend together in group in order to exchange information and share their common interests. So if you, let's say, if you are here, okay, and then perhaps in campus, okay, or perhaps in the for the community, perhaps in IO, okay, you chat, okay, and then you find out, okay, that your friends that you talk with, okay, actually have the same interest. Let's say they also love K-pop, for example. Okay, of course you will have this inclination, okay, together, okay, and to talk about it, okay, because you need validation, right? Okay, that you like it and other people like it as well. Let's talk about it. Okay, yeah, that's the point of being a fan, right? Rather than just consume it alone. Okay, you want to share the passion together. Okay, that's why it is called community based, right? Oh, by the way, I'm sorry if I talk too fast. Okay, just write on the chat if you need me to slow down. Okay, because if I talk about the things that I'm passionate about, okay, I tend to talk faster. All right. So sources. So when you become a fan, okay, what kind of fan that you can be? Literally anything. Okay. If you like sport or sport players, then you are a fan of sport and sport players. Could be musicians, bands, idols, films, animation, actors, celebrities, fictional characters, comic book, anime, manga, video games, K-pop, or streamers or YouTubers. Okay, so there are literally limitless, okay, of the things that you can like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the things that is good either. Okay, for example, okay, when you like someone, okay, YouTubers, for example, even though perhaps the YouTuber doesn't really have an appealing appearance, okay, but let's say he or she is funny, okay, perhaps you will also become a fan of him or her, right? So yeah, and like I said, by being reproduction, okay, sometimes when you are being a fan, okay, and then you make something, let's say a fan making a content about, for example, Genshin Impact, right? And then he or she publish the content in YouTube, and then it goes viral, for example, for whatever reason, and that fans who create the content will have their own fans. Okay, so that's how it works today, right? Sometimes you become a fans of a fans, actually. Okay, so fanception. Okay, basically. All right, so next one, how it was, fan culture. When I say how it was, I refer to about 30 or 40 years ago. Okay, when it comes to fans, how it was. First one, considered as a niche culture. Niche means that it is unusual. Okay, only consumed by a small amount of group of people. Okay, that's what it called niche. Fans gather and interact via local convention or fans club, of course, because back then there's no internet. So if you want to meet other fans, it's not as easy as it is now. Okay, you have to go to actually fans gathering, or you have to go to the actual fan club to be able to meet other fans, right? And fans have no voice or power to affect the products that they love. Okay, so back then, you can only consume, you can love it, but that's it. Okay, you cannot affect anything, okay, when it comes to the production that you like or you love. And then fans often considered as passive consumer and antisocial, right? Because that's the negative stereotypes, connected to that, about being fans, which of course, if you are considered yourself fans, you will disagree with this, maybe. Okay, and how about now? Okay, how it is now? So now, it is commonly closely associated with streaming service and social media. So the way you enjoy, the things that you like is of course closely connected with social media and streaming service, be it Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, things like that. Okay, that's the main way for you to consume the things that you like, right? Unlike before. Okay, before if you like music, you have to buy the disc or the cassette. Okay, now you can just stream it. Okay, or if you like movie, you usually buy the DVD or perhaps the videotape maybe back then. Okay, now you can just stream it. Okay, no problem, right? And fan culture become more mainstream and proliferate across different media and platforms. So if back then it is considered as a niche, now like Matt Hill said earlier, everybody becomes a fan of something, right? Because it becomes more mainstream. And fans have more power and voice to determine what kind of product that will be produced by companies. So of course the companies have their own marketing division, and they ask, what is it that the fans like? And most likely, whatever it is, be it idols or perhaps TV series, usually they would follow what the consumers, you as fans like, and they launch product that of course most likely a lot of people, especially the fans of it, would like, right? There's no way that they would launch things that they know you won't enjoy, right? And fans production become more common practice. So when you make something out of things that you like, it has become more common, because all of you here, I'm sure, have a lot of digital, good amount of digital literacy, where you can edit videos, and create your own content, things like that. So it becomes a more common practice, even if it's only limited as you make a reels, out of it. This can also be considered as a production if it is based on the things that you love or you like. All right. Let's talk about the labors of love. What is the form, of the love, that actually fans usually produce? Here in the picture, this is, if you are familiar with this, that is Totoro, one of the animation, produced by Studio Ghibli from Japan, right? So this is actually fan art, using oil painting, oil paint. So one of it, it is like this. So when a fan create something new, an artwork based on the things that they love, which in this case Totoro, that's fans production, right? They just don't watch the film, they make something out of it. Well, this is based on what I know. Okay, maybe if my reference is old, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, because yeah, fan culture. Okay, these days, very, like I said, okay, develop very rapidly. Okay, and sometimes it is hard to keep up. Okay, so yeah, sorry if it's too old-fashioned for your taste. Okay, so as far as I know, when it comes to music, okay, the labors of love that the fans usually do. Okay, you can cover the song. Okay, or perhaps you can rearrange the songs, okay, and then you post it, okay, on social media, right? Music. When it comes to anime or idols, okay, yeah, maybe fan subs. Okay, let's say if the idol program, okay, or the anime or whatever it is, okay, doesn't really, you cannot access it, okay, legally. Okay, sometimes the fan would create fan subs, okay, fan subtitle, okay, so that you as a fan from the place that where you don't have access, okay, could also consume it, even though, okay, for the company that make it, okay, perhaps it can be considered as piracy. Okay, in manga, okay, the same with anime or idols, fans translation. Okay, so if you like to read manga and you read it in illegal site, okay, most likely, okay, it is from fan translation, okay, rather than the legal one. Right, if it's video game, okay, there's modder community, okay, where the modder community is modifying the game, okay, so that perhaps there would be a character that's not supposed to be there, okay, it is there, okay, or perhaps create a level, okay, that is not really available, okay, and they create a special level, okay, that can be played, okay, by players. Okay, and it is not created by the actual creator of the game, okay, but by the fan community. Okay, like I said, because now people have the resource, okay, to do it, and also emulator, okay, which is mostly, yeah, when you play a retro game, okay, from your PC, okay, that's emulator. Okay, so that, yeah, it is one of the purpose of emulator is also to preserve old game, okay, that even some big company like PlayStation and Nintendo doesn't really do. Okay. When it comes to film, it is fan film project. When it comes to fans or merch, okay, sometimes fans also produce merch. You can buy it on Etsy, Artfire, or Zazzle. Okay, and sometimes the quality is as good, okay, but not as expensive as the official merch. That's why a lot of fans quite attracted, okay, to fans merch. Okay. And also collective info source, such as Wikipedia or Wikia, where you can, just get a lot of information, okay, about anything that you love, right? And things like Wikia or Wikipedia is the thing, shows information that you can edit yourself, right? Okay, so it is kind of, sometimes it is also created by fans and for fans. Okay, so that's the labors of love that fans do. Okay, right. But there's also called other thing that fans do is gatekeeping. Okay, if you take a look at the picture there, okay, warning, restricted area, do not enter unless you are a true fan, or in the meme below, casual fans everywhere. Okay, based on the name, gatekeeping. Gate is gate, keep is keep. Okay, so there is the effort, okay, by fans, okay, to create hierarchy, okay, or class among the fans with us versus them mentality. Okay, so they are the one who guarding, okay, the community, okay, so that not all people could join. Sometimes, yeah, fans are like that, even though, yeah, it is not really, yeah, why do you have to do that? But sometimes fans do that, okay? And usually divided between what? Real fans, true fans versus the casual or the fake fans, okay? So, yeah, of course, the real or true fans is the one that is considered to be higher because, yeah, they are the one who considered to be knows everything, okay? And the casual or the fake fans one is the one that usually considered to be the one that only is following the trend, okay? and then yeah, they don't really know a lot, okay, but what they like, okay, but they just call themselves fans, okay, just because this trending, okay. If when it's no longer trending, okay, they will leave, okay, the fandom, okay. That's perhaps what is usually called the casual or the fake fans. And one must go through an informal rite of passage to gain credential or acceptance in the community. Maksudnya apa, Pak? What kind of rite of passage that you mean, Pak, to get credential or acceptance in the community? For example, okay, when it comes to music, okay, some people, okay, think that real fans are the one who attend the live concert and have all the albums and have listened to all the songs. If you don't do all that, you're not real fans when it comes to music, okay? Right, in sport, okay, real fans are the one who watch and support the team live at the stadium. If you watch TV, if you watch from TV, okay, if you watch it from streaming, not the real fans, okay, if it's in sport. And in comic book, okay, now comic book is become, you know, with the MCU and stuff, okay, it becomes so popular, right? Okay, so people who only watch comic book film adaptation are not real fans, okay, because you only watch movie, okay. You have to watch the comic book, okay, so that if you want to call yourself real fans, okay, things like that, okay. Yeah, sometimes it's toxic, right? Okay, because it is as if you cannot let people enjoy what they enjoy, right? Okay, but perhaps the logical explanation about this kind of behavior is that these fans have, yeah, of course, okay, like I said before, have this intense desire or passion about the things that they like, right? And they don't want people, okay, who just, you know, there for the sake of being there just because of the trend, okay, just, you know, interfere or interrupt, okay, their activities basically, okay. So they just being wary, okay, because if they want to protect the community basically, okay, that they love, okay. So that's why this kind of behavior among fans happened basically, okay. Whether it's positive or negative, whether you agree or disagree, it depends on you, okay. All right. Next. Okay, fans, okay. Fandom actually have something to do with power as well. When it comes to power, there's hard and also soft power. Hard power, okay, like you see in the graphic there, okay, it used military force to coerce or to threat, utilize economic means, okay, and then the last one would be impose sanction. This kind of hard power, you can see it from the war perhaps that's currently going on in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia, right? That's what hard power is. Meanwhile, what is soft power, sir? Okay, soft power is use culture to influence others, okay, and it demonstrates good governance and principle, and usually connected with diplomacy, okay, and engage with others, states or other country in a positive way, rather than, you know, imposing their power in violent way, right? And that's where fandom comes in. Okay, the example that I use here is cool Japan and Hallyu, okay, or Korean wave, right? All right. So what is the soft power that we are talking about here when it comes to cool Japan and Hallyu? Okay, let me explain. So Japan, okay, of course, has produced a lot of popular culture that you are recognized, okay, especially during your childhood, perhaps, okay. Perhaps in the picture you recognize some of it, okay. There's Detective Conan, okay. There is Sailor Moon, Evangelion, Attack on Titans, and Lupin the Third, okay. Yeah, that's Cool Japan. Okay, what is Cool Japan? Basically, it is an initiative, an official program, okay, created by the Japanese government, okay, on 2013, and rather than, you know, highlighting, okay, the traditional culture that usually Japan is known for example, kimono, geisha, ikebana, or yeah, things like that, okay. Instead, they promote, okay, their popular culture, okay, such as anime, manga, okay, and things like that, okay, the things that, you know, appeal to the youth culture, Okay, and why they do that? Because they try to exercise its soft power worldwide. What does it mean? What is the purpose? To create a better image of the country post the Second World War. Because Japan, okay, if you know the history, okay, doing some atrocious things in the past, including colonialize Indonesia for 3.5 years, more or less, right? Okay, but now, okay, if I ask you here, okay, the community, okay, and also perhaps the participant, okay, if I ask you, okay, what is the thing that related to Japan that you know? Okay, maybe the first thing that pop up in your head, okay, perhaps this kind of thing, this kind of product, okay, popular culture that they produce. There's no way that perhaps you will associate Japan, okay, with, oh, they colonized the country for 3.5 years. No way, okay, because I know, because I asked this, okay, in my class, okay, and that's the answer that my students gave, okay, is mostly, okay, yeah, the things that, yeah, popular culture, okay, that they know, okay, maybe, yeah, be it the anime, manga, game, and things like that, okay. Never been, okay, not one student mentioned anything about the atrocious thing that the Japan has done in the past. It shows, okay, that the exercise of soft power, okay, through popular culture is very effective when it comes to Japan, especially for you, the youth, including me as well, even though I'm not youth anymore, okay, but it's also affected me, okay. Meanwhile, in South Korea, okay, since the 90s, okay, South Korea utilized the K-pop or the K-wave or Hallyu, okay, yeah, perhaps the very first one is perhaps, yeah, in my during my teenager, okay, yeah, this is Winter Sonata, okay, the one that very viral at that time, okay, but now, okay, of course, it is spearheaded by, by the boy band and the girl band, right, okay, such as, BTS, Blackpink, so Super Junior, okay, and stuff. Okay, yeah, sorry if my reference is old. Okay, and why? Okay, yeah, it is to appeal to the cultural attraction instead of destructive politics of confrontation, typical in international politics. So basically, used as diplomacy, right? If I ask you now, okay, when it comes to South Korea, what is your impression about South Korea? The same with Japan, okay, most likely, okay, you will have a positive image, positive impression, okay, about South Korea. Why? Okay, because you consume their popular culture in daily basis, and you like it, okay, and perhaps you want to go to South Korea one day if you can, right? So that's just goes to show, okay, how South Korea used their popular culture to benefit it from you, basically, okay, whether you realize it or not, okay, but yeah, at least you like it, right? So yeah, who cares, right? The boys are pretty, at least, okay, so who cares, okay, right? Speaking of Korea, okay, last year, okay, maybe some of you who said that you like BTS, you participate in these particular events, okay, the major events last year where you really torture the Gojek driver, okay, last year, basically, okay. So BTS meal, okay, this is the meal, okay, that being released, okay, last year, okay, where, to some degree, okay, the army, okay, the BTS fans, okay, really obsessed with it. Even they buy the carton, okay, the I don't know, okay, the case or what, in English I forget, this is just missing tempatnya, okay, the food storage, okay, they buy the empty food storage in Tokopedia, or yeah, for quite amount of money, okay, because they're so obsessed about it, okay. So yeah, it just goes to show what, okay, like I said, okay, fans is an ideal consumer, okay. So from the BTS meals case, okay, we can see that from consumerism perspective, the case of BTS meal shows that army's devotion could be utilized by companies, including McDonald's, okay, to gain large profits out of you, Okay, imagine, okay, if let's say, okay, the McDonald's in Maranatha, okay, have been open, okay, back then, okay, I'm sure it will be filled with people, or not really. I'm not sure. Okay, but yeah. But okay, that's from the consumerism perspective, right? However, during the COVID pandemic, the army also relied together to involve in various philanthropist acts and social charities inspired by BTS own charity. So by looking from the inspiration of their idols, okay, this army, okay, reproduce, okay, the activism, okay, that their idol do, okay, and they do it themselves. For example, yeah, during the COVID, okay, yeah, they gather, okay, and they do some charity things, okay, to help the community, okay, to fight against the COVID back then, right? But the army also involved in various social and political activism as well. Okay, why? Because the BTS also address these issues, okay, yeah, in public, basically. For example, the Black Lives Matter in the US during the George Floyd case, okay, in 2020, and also the political protest to the solution of Future Forward Party in Thailand, and also the recent one, perhaps the Asian hate crime, okay, in the US, okay, in May, okay, BTS meets with Joe Biden, right, to discuss that particular issue that happens in America. And yeah, most of them, okay, they defend the army, okay, launch their activism, of course, through the internet. But how effective the activism is, I don't know, okay. What is the impact that it did to the real issue? Whether it gives real impact or not, I don't know. But what I know is that when it comes to fans, okay, it is not only that they consume things, okay, but actually they could also reproduce or participate in social activism such as this based on what they like, which is in this case BTS. Okay, right. Other things, okay, that I want to address, okay, is this cosplay. Okay, this is, I'm sure it is a common practice these days, okay, not really uncommon, okay, even in Indonesia, in Bandung, if you have, have time, okay, and opportunity to come in person to Bandung, okay, if you go to alun-alun, okay, there are a lot of, okay, people who cosplay and you can take picture with them, basically. But the things that I want to highlight, okay, is the fact that this cosplayer is kind of unusual. What is the part that is unusual? Okay, because all of them here, if you notice, okay, all of them use hijab, okay, or headscarf in English, okay, because yeah, these people, okay, these girls, okay, basically wants to do cosplay. They like what they watch. They like what they play. Okay, whether it is game, whether it is anime and stuff. Okay, but as you know, cosplay is requires you sometimes to show some parts of your body, right? Expose some parts of your body, and for some people, okay, especially for our Muslim friends, okay, it is not. They don't want that. Okay, but they still want to participate in cosplay. So what to do? This is the solution. Okay, they still do cosplay, okay, but the alternative is that most of the costume that they choose, okay, cover their whole entire body, and the wig, instead of using wig, okay, they use headscarf instead. Okay, and the reception, okay, from the cosplay community, as far as I know, in Indonesia, okay, because I also have several cosplayer friends, okay, some people think that it is their action here, okay, is creative. Okay, but some people actually dislike, okay, this type of cosplay. Why? Because they think that these girls, let's say, okay, bring their ideologies or bring their religions to the communities, basically, which is the things that they don't like. Okay, if you want to cosplay, you just do cosplay in the usual way. You don't have to bring your religion here, basically. Okay, so that's the mixed perception, okay, based on hijab cosplay. Okay, but regardless of the reception, okay, what I want to try to highlight here, okay, is that fans activities is actually affected by your identity, own identity, which in this case, okay, as a group or as a part of some religious group, okay, and also it is affected by your ideologies as well, Muslim, right? So yeah, okay, fans activity cannot be separated with your own identity as well. I only have 5 minutes left, so I think I will just go fast. Okay. NSFW, okay, not safe for work for some of you perhaps, okay, but I just want to share this, okay. So this is what you call gender play, okay. Some fans, okay, especially if their gender, okay, is not really aligned with the binary gender that we know, male or female, okay, or men or women, okay. Of course, in general mainstream media, okay, they don't have a lot of representation. That's why fan activities become a space for them to be able to represent themselves, okay, which if you can see from the picture, there's Harry Potter, there is Star Wars, okay, and there is Disney characters there. What do? Okay, they show their inclination, not inclination, their gender preference, right? And they use fan art, okay, to express that, okay, from the things that they like. For example, if you Harry Potter fans will ship Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter. Ship here is not the ship that flow on the sea, no, this relationship, okay, pairing, okay. And this is Finn and also Poe, okay, if you know Star Wars, okay, yeah, this is also the practice of pairing, okay, but not between men and women, but men and men. This one, okay, Elsa and Merida, women and women, or in other words, lesbian. And this one is gender play, Beauty and the Beast, but being gender swap. Okay, so in other words, what I'm trying to say here, okay, fan culture can be used as a vehicle, okay, for people from the gender minority to be able to express themselves, okay, in playful way. Okay, but of course, if you Indonesia, okay, most likely, okay, this won't be received with an open arms, of course. Okay, it will be met with protest because, well, it is not in line with our ideology. Okay, all right. Last one, the power of fans. I took from 3 cases: Ugly Sonics, Ahsoka Tano, and John Krasinski. What is the relationship between those 3 things that I mentioned? First one, Ugly Sonic. As you know, okay, Sonic have this live action film that is released during the 2020, if I'm not mistaken. In the first trailer of that movie, okay, Sonic is being portrayed like this, okay, to become more realistic, let's say. Okay, that's the intention of the producer at first. But after the release of the first trailer, okay, the first trailer got a huge backlash from the fans because they think that Sonic is ugly, okay, because it doesn't really look like a Sonic. Okay, by the way, Sonic is a video game character, in case you don't know. Okay, right. So what happened after the fans protest and backlash? The producer, okay, changed the model of the character to become like this, which more in line with how the character is being portrayed in the video game, the actual video game. But it goes to show how fans have power to actually affect, okay, the production, okay, of the things that they love. Okay, in this case, Sonic. The second one. This is Ahsoka Tano. If you are Star Wars fans, this is a character, okay, from Star Wars, okay, the prequel, okay, and this artwork, okay, is created by Boss Logic, okay, which is a digital artist from Australia, okay, and at first this is what we call fan casting, okay, so the digital artist create an artwork, okay, in which he thinks, okay, that these actors, which is Rosario Dawson, okay, would be the most suitable actress, okay, to play Ahsoka Tano in live action adaptation if they decided to make it. And this artwork goes viral, and the result is that Rosario Dawson, okay, becomes the real actor who played Ahsoka Tano in the live action adaptation, okay, of the Mandalorian, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so it is show how fan art, okay, become reality, okay, by the producer of Star Wars itself. And the third one is the more recent one. Okay, if you have watched Doctor Strange 2, okay, you know, okay, that one of the characters that appear, okay, there is Mr. Fantastic, played by John Krasinski. This artwork, this is also artwork, okay, this is created by fans, okay, fan casting as well, okay, because the fans think that John Krasinski would be very suitable, okay, to play Mr. Fantastic in the MCU. Okay, and the result, as you can see, if you have watched the movie, okay, it actually happened. Okay, John Krasinski becomes Mr. Fantastic, even though in the movie he is being turned into spaghetti. Okay, regardless, it doesn't matter. Okay, what fans want is being realized, okay, in the film itself, which goes to show that today, okay, the producer of a product, okay, would really listen, okay, to what fans want, basically, okay, and create shows how goes to show the power of the fans here. Okay. Conclusion. Okay, this is the end. Okay, I'm sorry if it's too long. So fan culture has become more mainstream now thanks to social media. Most interaction among fans are done globally via various social media platforms. Some fans not only consume but also reproduce the things that they love. And fans are active agents in exercising soft power via their fandom activities. Okay, when it related to soft and hard power that I mentioned. And fan activity are heavily influenced by their own ideology and identity, which I show from the hijab cosplay the example that I gave, okay, to you earlier. Okay. And the last one, fans have collective power to directly influence the thing that they love now, okay, which can be seen from the last example that I gave you. Okay, that's it from me. Okay, thank you. Sorry if it's long. Okay, I think the time is up. Okay, sorry, MC. Okay, I think I exceeded the time. Okay, so yeah, any questions? Can we still have a Q&A or not?
Yeah, sure.
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Have a time for a Q&A session.
Okay, then. Okay, let me stop my sharing first. All right. Okay, sorry, participants. Okay, I hope that you can find what I share to you relatable and perhaps useful or insightful for you. Okay, so if you have any question in relation with fan culture or fandom, okay, that I just explained to you, okay, yeah, either way, you can write it on the chat room or you can just open your mic, okay, just ask me directly, but please limit your questions to the things that I explained, okay, because I cannot answer the things that Pak Anton explained to you in the first session. Okay, all right, thank you. Please, anything, anybody? Billy, what, Bill? What do you want to ask?
Okay, so based on the Mr. Anton explanation about movie and about the fandom that you gave to us, I would like to ask you that, do you think there is a possibility for Indonesia movie to have a fandom impact toward the society that we have? As you mentioned earlier, there is a lot of international things that become a fandom in Indonesia, and people like it, like Japanese, for example, right? So that's the case. Do you think that the fandom that we have for a local will be growth in the future or not?
Okay, so could the fandom from our local product could go viral internationally? Okay, perhaps that's the question I can sum up into that question. Depends. Okay, depends on the marketing effort that our country do. Okay, whether our government support the circulation of the product as well or not. Okay, because as far as I know today, okay, if a movie wants to be, let's say, to be screened, okay, let's say in international festival or things like that, okay, the producer or the director have to do all the efforts, okay, but they have zero support from the government, which of course it could affect how difficult it is for Indonesian film, or perhaps, yeah, if Indonesian have an idol, let's say, okay, yeah, Indonesian idol, perhaps, I don't know, okay, to be able to be accepted internationally. Okay, so my answer to Billy, it is possible, but they cannot do alone. Okay, they need government support. Okay, because Hallyu, K-Wave, and also Cool Japan, okay, both are programs that is fully supported by the government. That's why they can becoming, they could be accepted and they could be circulated internationally. So as long as the situation is still like how we are now, okay, when a product, when our local product only focus on the local consumer, and we have no interest, okay, to produce it internationally, okay, or perhaps even if they want to circulate it internationally, they don't have any support from the government. Well, I think it would be difficult, right? As far as I know, okay, the thing that from Indonesia that goes internationally, okay, right now is perhaps Indomie, okay, but everything else, I don't know, I'm not sure. Okay, all right.
I want to ask something, sir.
Who?
Me.
Okay, please.
Up till now, I'm not asking question exactly about pop culture, but like anime. It's
Sure.
begin to evolving into more innovative ways, but like some critics say it leads to more of trash or weird. Like maybe the quality also begin to drop. The technology used like for the animation, it's maybe higher, but the storyline, the plot isn't as high quality like from anime from the old time, for example, like Monster, Full Metal Alchemist, Akira. Right now it's like a isekai or isekai.
Too much isekai, too much basket. Okay, right. Okay, and then
it's just recycled from existing works. Like, what do you think about your envision of this anime industry? Like how it's going to be in the future?
Anime trend right now, right? Okay, all right.
Or
thank
do you
you.
think it will become somehow dead, or the fandom is going to live or something?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Zakira, thank you for your question. Okay, as an anime fan, this is my personal opinion. Okay, I'm not speaking representing anybody. Okay, just based on my observation. Okay, from the situation that I see firsthand as well. Okay, so perhaps to ask your question first. Okay, whether with the, let's say, the so-called quote unquote, okay, degrading quality of anime these days, okay, whether it is in terms of animation or perhaps in terms of plot or story, okay, will anime fans will leave, okay, the anime, the Japanese anime, okay, and perhaps move to, to other anime sites, such as the one that is created by Chinese or perhaps the Korean. Possible, okay, maybe, okay, but I think there are two things that we have to have three things, okay, that we have to pay attention, okay, first, okay. The first one is that we have to pay attention when you said that some people in the community thinks that anime these days, okay, are degrading, okay, or perhaps becomes worse, okay, than before, okay. You have to pay attention to the fact that perhaps, okay, some fans, okay, are being affected by nostalgia, okay, by nostalgia bias, okay. That's why they always think that the things that produced back then, okay, is always better than the one that is produced now. It is called the golden age syndrome. Okay, they think that there is a specific age, okay, in time, okay, that is better than others. Okay, so when some part of the community thinks that it is worse, that now the anime production becomes worse, well, perhaps they have to check their own bias first, okay, because I think maybe, okay, yeah, if you see it as now there are too much isekai, yes, perhaps, okay, but you have to pay attention as well, okay, that maybe that's what the casual or the majority of the consumers really like, okay, and that's why it is become proliferated. There are a lot of isekai or other world anime that is being produced each season, right? So I think we cannot but blame the producer alone. Okay, we have to self-reflect as well. Okay, I think producer will only give what we like again. Okay, so if we like isekai, okay, then they will give us more of that. Okay, so if we want, let's say, a better anime, more variety of anime, then we as a fans also have to choose what we consume. Okay, and the thing that my third point is that the thing that perhaps doesn't really be emphasized or have I guess that not a lot of people pay attention to is that the fact that animator, okay, is being paid a low salary in Japan. Okay, so I think can it be the death of anime? Yes, of course, but I think not really, because the anime production is getting worse. Okay, because if you have watched Demon Slayer, okay, from UFO table, okay, of course you know the quality of the anime is just out of this world, right? Okay, so the notion, okay, that the quality of the anime is getting worse, I think, okay, yeah, it just depends on what studio that you are looking for, right? That you look for, but it can be destroyed. Okay, the anime industry can be destroyed if the way they treat their employee is still like now. Okay, they don't treat them like human. Okay, they work long hours, but they have low salary. Okay, so if the situation still continue like this, okay, yeah, perhaps it will be the death of anime, but not because anime is getting worse, but because the animator is getting worse and worse treatment as employee. That's my answer for you.